Hi guys, this is Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. I am so excited to be taking part in the first Grads of Team Tiny Hop. Today's theme is fall and I'll be creating this pretty happy fall y'all card. This will be a hashtag driven hop, so be sure to click on the hashtag Grads of Team Tiny Fall in the video title. I've had this pretty pumpkin die in my stash for quite a while, but I've never used it, so I pulled it out for today's project. I started by cutting a couple of white pumpkins out, thinking I might do a shaker. Then I watched a Jennifer McGuire video on using a gel plate. I've seen several videos and tried out my plates a few times, but I guess today was the day that I was going to play. I'm picking one of the first backgrounds that I did that didn't really like all that much, but I do like that texture pattern, and I think that would be really cool for me to use for the colored part of my pumpkins. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut that out and then do some paper piecing to put my pumpkins together. I don't have a die that'll cut the back panel. That's okay. I'll just use washi tape to hold all of my pieces together. I'm covering enough of the back so that the pieces will have something to hold on to once I get them in place. And then I'm just going to trim off the excess around the sides. Now I can piece it together. I decided to create my own sentiment for this card. I guess this is where my southern shows. I printed out this SVG that says Happy Fall Y'all with my laser printer and decided to do some foiling. Now my printer is pretty old, so I never know how this is going to turn out. I trimmed the panels down a bit so that I can fit them easily through my laminator once I put the foil on. For this first one, I'm using some red foil. I think it's Deco foil. To be honest, I didn't keep track of what the manufacturers were on any of my foils until recently, so I've got a bunch of stuff just kind of thrown in. I trimmed the foil pieces down to be slightly larger than my sentiments and placed the cardstock in a parchment paper carrier sheet. In the Foiling Snobs Club group on Facebook, Sin suggested that I try out parchment paper when I was having a lot of trouble. She's also the creator behind Stampin' Munchkin, so you should check out her channel. Before foiling, I let my laminator heat up for about 10 minutes. One thing I really like about this one from Pronova is that it has a light that blinks when you turn it on, and the light goes solid green when it's ready, which is only about 3 or 4 minutes. My Scotch laminator did not have that. Anyway, I ran the cardstock through a couple of times, hoping it would give enough heat and pressure to give me a good result, even with the questionable amount of toner having been printed out. I really need to replace the toner cartridge on that printer. So let's see how it turned out. I love it. I think I got perfect foiling on this print. Sin's tip really has helped so much. Next, I took the sentiments to my scan and cut. I created a shadow cut file and uploaded it to my machine. I was still tinkering with this file, so I first have to get rid of the parts that I don't need. The only part that I need right now is that shadow. Next, I'll scan my mat in. I've already put the foiled sentiments on the mat. Scanning them in will bring the image of them to the screen so that I can line up the shadow. To move the cut file, you can use your stylus to drag it in place, or you can use the arrow keys, or both. I tend to do both, and I always use the zoom in to make sure that it's where I want. Since I have two sentiments, I'll need to do the same cut twice. You just click Object Edit, hit the duplicate button, and then increase the number to how many you want. Then just click OK. Now you have two copies of that same cut file. You just have to position the second one where you want it to be. Now we are all ready to cut. Just continue to hit OK. And then select Cut. And hit Start. And it looks like I've got a perfect cut. I mentioned earlier that I had been playing with my jelly plates. This background is probably my favorite so far. I used some distress inks and a stencil, and it just turned out so cool. If you guys would like for me to do a video where I make some backgrounds using jelly plates, just tell me down in the comments. I trimmed the background panel down to 5 by 3 3/4 inches with my Fiskars bypass trimmer. Then I glued those little pumpkins to the lower left-hand corner of the panel with my art glitter glue. I made sure to get some of the glue on all of the white space on the back of that little pumpkin. That way the washi won't accidentally come loose, and the pumpkins will still be adhered onto the panel, including all of those pieces that I paper pieced together. I used a stamp block to hold the pumpkins in place while the glue dries. I decided to use the red foil sentiment. I added some foam tape to the back of the sentiment and adhered it to the card panel. Next, I decided to pop it up on some foam tape for a little added dimension. And you'll notice that this roll is almost done, or rather it is done. Now I get to try out this roll of foam tape from Arteza. The first thing that I noticed is that the tape release paper is actually plastic and it curls when you remove it. That will take some getting used to, especially if I want to use it to create handles to help me place my card panels. That looks pretty good, but I think it needs a little something. I added some Nuvo drops in Autumn Red, and that finishes up the card for today. I want to thank you for joining us for the first grads of Team Tiny Hop. I encourage you to click on that hashtag in the video title and visit all the other crafters in the hop because I know they will have a lot of inspirational projects for you to see. I would also love to see what you create, so come and share your creations over in my Facebook group, Crafting with Debbie. There's a link in the description box down below. Here are some other videos that you may be interested in. Thank you so much for dropping by, and remember, if I can make it, you can too.